Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is having a great day. Today we're going to be continuing our password manager series. Last episode we implemented input validation, the switch account feature, and we also added color enhancements to our CLI menu using ANSI escape codes. Today we're going to be focusing on account management. We'll also be adding more validation and a few bug fixes. So I hope you all enjoy today's video. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button, and let's dive right in. Alright guys, so I have a to-do list of everything we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to follow along and let's begin. Alright guys, so the first task we have on our to-do list is to add a validation message to our account creation process. Whenever a user already exists, because currently if we try to create an account that already exists, first let's look at the users that already exist within our password manager. So we can simply write cat auth.json, and when we look we can see there are two users, Alex and John. Now if we try to recreate a user, let's say Alex, and we try to type a different password for him, nothing actually happens. But the thing is, we did not print out a validation message to indicate to the user that Alex already exists. So let's actually do that. So let's do vim auth.json. No, not auth.json. We do vim auth.py, and we can do colon set number. And within our sign up function, what we can simply do is, if we look on our add user, we already check to see if a username already exists, and if it exists we simply return false. So we need to validate our result right here. So we could create a variable, we could call it result, and it will store the return value of the add user function. And we can say if the result is actually true, meaning it created the user, then we can simply write that data to the file. Otherwise, we could simply do something like print the username. Let's make this a format string or f string, and we can print out the username already exists. And then we could have another message like print please try again ... right? And then we could simply break out of this function. And I notice also we did not add a message for whenever a user has been created successfully. So we need to do that. So we can say something like print successfully created the user account. Let's just say user, and we can simply print out that username, and we can make that be a format string or f string. And then after doing that we can simply rerun our code. So python 3 flexpass.py can try to create a account, and let's try to add a user that already exists. Let's make the password be 1234 1234, and it says the username Alex already exists, please try again. Alright, now let's try to add a new user. We can try to log in. Wait, let's actually cd into Flexpass manager one more time. And let's look at our current auth.json. So we only have Alex and John. Let's add another user so we can try to create an account. Let's create an account. Let's call this person, I don't know, let's call him Peter, and his password will be 1234 1234, and it says successfully created the user Peter. Now let's check our auth.json. So we can do cat auth.json, and we can see Peter inside of our JSON file along with our argon2 hash. So let's try to recreate Peter just to test out our validation messages. And if we try to type, let's make the password be, I don't know, FF, and you can see the username Peter already exists. Please try again. Cool. All right, so we implemented that validation, the validation messages for the account creation process. So now we're going to move on to our second task, which will be fixing user sanitization on account creation. Because currently, guys, if we tried to create an account, let's say the username contains a double quotation mark, what would happen is it would break our JSON parsing for our auth.json file because we did not implement sanitization for our username. So if we let's actually try this. So we create a username, we enter a quotation mark, and let's let the password be 1234 1234. Now it says it successfully created the user quotation mark, but it doesn't actually affect the JSON parsing. Why is that? But if we actually look at our auth.json now, you'll see that the quotation mark will basically escape right here, and it will damage our JSON format, right? So let's try to log out of or exit our password manager, and then we can clear the screen and we can rerun our code. And you'll see that our password manager crashes because the JSON was failed to parse, right? So let's actually fix this problem. So first, we're going to import, we already imported JSON. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the JSON encoder in order to prevent this from happening. So if we import JSON, guys, there is a json.encoder.encode base string function. Let's look at the help menu. And what it does, it basically encodes a string and returns a JSON representation of a string or Python string. So let me actually show you guys how this works. So if we enter JSON encoder.encode base string, and let's add a simple quotation mark, for example, what it does, it escapes the quotation mark within our string and prevents it from going outside of our actual JSON string, if you get what I mean. So let's actually use this to solve our issue. So let's see how we'll do this. So we can actually implement this within our write data function. So what we'll do, we'll simply say, let's see. Yeah, so we get our users within our write data function, right? So whenever we're actually trying to write a user, what we'll need to do, we'll simply come right in our f.write function here, So we'll say json.encoder.encode underscore base string username. But notice, guys, whenever we try to do that, JSON automatically surrounds it with double quotes. So we'll actually need to get rid of these double quotes from around our JSON string for the username. And then now we can try this again. So let's see what happens. But before doing that, our program will still crash because we did not. We'll need to remove the quotation mark right here. So let's do vim auth.json, and we can simply delete this quotation mark user. So let's delete him. Can get rid of this comma right here. And now we can try to rerun our flexpass.py. So let's try to create an account now with a quotation mark, and let's let the password be 1234 1234, and it says successfully created the user exclamation mark or I mean quotation mark. So let's get our auth.json and see how it looks. So you can see it automatically escapes our quotation mark now. So let's try to log in as the user quotation mark and see what happens. And it actually worked. Alright, let's try to log out and then we can try to exit. Alright, cool. Now let's see what else we're supposed to implement. So yeah, the switch account feature needs to be validated properly. Alright, so let's see. If we try to do python 3 flexpass.py and let's try to log in as a user. Let's say the user John, I think his password is 1234, and then we try to switch into a account. Let's say we enter a account that doesn't exist. You can see that it crashed our program. So we need to implement validation for the switch account feature. So let's do that. So first, let's see. Oh, and actually guys, we could simplify this right here. Instead of having this long function right here, we could simplify this or factor this out into a variable. So we could have something up here like encoded underscore username equals to json.encoder.encode base string username, and then right here we could simply add our encoded username. And let's clear the screen and we can try to rerun our code. Alright, so yeah, it should still work the same way. Let's see. 1 2 3 4. Alright, successfully created the user, blah blah blah. Alright, let's see our auth.json, get auth.json, and we can see there's a double quotation mark user. Cool. Alright, so we can try to log out and try to rerun our program again. And you can see our JSON validation or parsing process is not affected at all because our encoder solved the sanitization problem. Alright, so now the switch account thing. So let's actually quit right here and we'll navigate to our menu.py. So vim menu.py, and let's look for our switch account. So whenever we're switching an account, guys, we simply do self.auth.login, and we just print successfully switched into account. We do not check if we actually logged in or not. So let's see what else. So let's try to log in as the user John 1234. We can try to switch into an account. Yeah, and we didn't validate the username or anything either. So we'll need to solve that issue. So let me open up a new tab, and we can cd into Flexpass Manager. So cd Flexpass Manager, let me zoom in, and we can check our auth.py, and let's look at our login function. All right, so let's see. All right, so right here, guys, the reason why our program crash whenever we enter a user is because we haven't validated the authentication login function. So what we need to do, we need to check whenever a user exists, right? And then if the user exists, then we verify the password, right? So let's see. We can say if the username is inside of the users dictionary, then we can get the key derivation function hash, which is the argon2 hash, and then we can get the master password of the user, right? Okay. All right, so let's actually move this from here to down here. And right here we could simply say something like this, so we can paste that right there. So we could say if the username is inside of the users, and then we get the hash of that username, and then we could edit the verified variable by trying to verify the hash with the master password. And if after that we check if we have successfully verified, then we can simply print you have been authorized successfully. Otherwise we can simply print incorrect username or password, and then we can simply try again. So that should solve this current issue that we're having. So let's test out our code. So python 3 flexpass.py, login as the user John 1234. We can try to switch into an account. So enter a user fff, password fff, incorrect username or password. So we actually solved the crash, guys. Can enter some dummy usernames. I don't know. Let's enter Jane, and it says something about incorrect username or password. You have 0 attempts left. Please try again. You have exceeded the maximum number of attempts. You are not authorized to access the system. Now, another issue I noticed, guys, we simply print successfully switched into account no matter what. And that's actually a bug. Because we didn't check whether login was successful or not. So we need to check the return value of the authentication login function. So let's actually do that. So we can come right here, and we can say logged in equals to that, and then we can say if logged in, then we can simply do print successfully switched into account. Otherwise, we can do print. So we can have an F string, and we can have a bold white, and we can say failed to switch into the account, and then wait, let's do ... Yeah, and then we can just try to reset or logged in flag, because currently, guys, when we're doing the switch account thing, we first log out, and if we do log out, wait, let's see, log, where's log out? Yeah, right here, it's inside of our manager. Or so if we look at, yeah, so define logout, yeah, we can set the auth logged in equal to false. So let's implement another function. Let's call it relogin. So define login. Let's go in our auth and see what happens. Yeah, define login. So we can implement a new function, define relogin, and it will inherit from the self. And what it will do, it will simply say self dot logged in equals to true, and that should be enough, right? Wait, let's look at our logout again. Yeah, because self.auth.logged in equal to false. Right, cool. Yeah, and that should be it. So now, after that, we can go where our switch account thing is, and if we failed to log in, we can simply say self.auth.relogin, and that should be it. And let's test our code now and see if it works. So we can try to log in as the user John 1234. We can try to switch the account. Let's enter a wrong user. All right, incorrect username or password, incorrect username or password. Cool. All right, failed to switch into the account. Nice. So it actually works, guys. Cool. So we solved the switch account validation problem. Let's see what else we need to fix now. All right, so fix username confirmation typo in add credential function. All right, let's see what that is. So if we try to run our code, python3 flexpass.py, and then we try to log in as the user John 1234, and then we try to view a, we try to add a credential. Let's add a credential for Gmail, for example. Gmail, enter the username. We can say John, enter. So it says confirm you username instead of confirm your username. All right, so that's pretty simple to fix. Let's go in our ask. I think there's a ask credential function within our menu.py. So ask credential, and right here we can simply put your instead of you. The username you enter, right? So that's actually easy. All right, cool. All right, so let's try to log in now. John 1234, and then after that we can add a credential. Gmail. Right, we can add a username. We can say John John, password 1234 1234. All right, cool. So it says we successfully added the credential. Let's try to view. Select a platform 1, select a credential 1, and it says your credential is John 1234. Cool. Yep. So I think the next thing we'll do is remove this debug information that we're printing right here. So let's check this off the box first. All right, so remove the debug information for the add credential. So let's see, we're printing something. We're printing a, all right, so let's see, successfully. All right, let's see, add credential, and we simply print out our result. We don't want to print it out, we just simply do that. Another thing I notice is within our view credentials, we are printing out a 0 for some reason. Print, let's see, view credentials, where are we printing out that? So it's our platform ID. We can simply just delete that print platform ID. And yeah, let's type buck. All right, cool. All right, let's see what else we need to fix now. Okay, so we remove the platform IDs print in the view credentials. All right, so another thing is we need to validate credential deletion when no credentials are available. So let's see, if we try to delete a credential, let's delete Gmail. If we type buck to go buck, all right, buck. All right, let's see. All right, so we still have a platform. Let's actually just edit our creds.json file. So we can do vim creds.json, and we can remove our Gmail from here because we haven't implemented the ability to remove platforms as yet. So we can do right quit. Cool. And now if we try to do python 3 flexpass.py, we try to log in as the user John 1234, and then we try to view a credential. Wait, I mean delete a credential. Wait, it says there's no. Oh, it seems like I've already solved that issue. So yeah, we can actually check that off. Wait, did I solve it? Let's try to add a credential again. So we can have Gmail, platform Gmail, username John 1234. Can try to delete a credential, 1 Gmail, 1 John. Alright, can type buck. Alright, no. Let's try to wait, buck, type 3 to delete a credential. All right, so now I see where the bug is. So it's whenever we don't have a credential within a platform, that's when that issue occurs. So let's see if we can solve that problem. So it's in our delete credentials function, right? So select a platform, then we print out our credentials. Type back to go back to platforms. All right, so select a platform. All right, cool. So what we'll need to do is simply get the current platform, right? And we have already got that already, so we can simply just say if the credential count is less than 1, or we can simply say if not credential count, because that means if it is 0, then we can simply just break. We could actually print out a message like red, there is no credentials in the selected platform. And yeah, that should be it. That should be it. Alright, and let's test out our code now. Alright, so now we can try to log in as the user John 1234. Can try to delete a credential 1, and it says there is no credentials in the selected platform. Cool. Yeah, it didn't validate or read, and that's because we forgot to turn this into an F string. So if we type back, can log out, tree to exit, we can log in as the user John 1234. We can then try to delete. So if we select 1, there is no credentials in the selected platform. Cool. So that's actually good, guys. That's actually good. Did we validate for the platforms also? Yes, we did. All right, so we can actually tick that off our box now. All right, so it was, yeah. That's actually it, guys. Another thing we want to implement is the ability to remove or delete an account. So let's do that. All right, so we'll add a new option to our menu. So let's do that. So let's add it right below switch account, so we can do something like remove account, and let's see, so remove account, and we can change our option to 4 right there. So we can say else if option is equal to 3. That simply means to remove our account, right? Then in that case, let's think about how we can do that. So what we can do, we can simply edit our or manager, right? So we can say self.manager we'll need to remove that user, so we can say self.manager, and let's see what we actually have within our self.manager. So let me just go at the top right here. So we have our auth info, right? We have our auth info. So what we can simply do, let's actually create a function to remove a user within our manager.py. So define remove user, and it will inherit from the self, and it will simply take in a username and a master username and a just a username. Yeah, that should be it. Alright, so we simply take in a username Alright. And inside of our remove user, we could simply do self dot. We'll just simply ask the user to confirm their current password, right? So we'll do something like password equals to getPass.getPass. Please confirm your password. And then we don't even need the user name, because whenever we are authenticated, the username will automatically be there. So we can simply say something like, let's see, so add user kdfush. So we'll need to verify our password, right? So we can say if self.verify password, and we'll need to have the kdfush. So let's just add the password right there, and let's see how we can retrieve the password, or the kdfush I mean. So we'll simply need to get the user. So we can say users equals to self.auth_info index position users, and then user equals to users index position self.username, and then let's make this be kdfush. And then we can pass the kdfush as an argument right there. And then if that is true, then we simply do users.pop username. So that would simply, let's look at our current auth.json format. That will simply just remove that particular user from our dictionary, and then we could simply do something like return true. But then we could also print out a message also. self.username. So we could say print successfully deleted the account, and then we could print out self.username. Can add an exclamation mark right here, and then otherwise we can simply return false. So we can simply say print the password is incorrect, please try again. And then let's see what else we'll need to do. Right here we can simply say self.manager.remove user. But then we'll simply need to log out also. So we'll simply say self.logout. Right, and then whenever we pop the user, we'll need to write them to the file also. Do I have a write data? Yeah, write data. Yes, I have one, so I'll need to do self.write_data. Yes, and then let's look at our auth.py and see if we need to do anything also. Yes, we'll need to do this within our auth.py. This is our, this is already our auth.py. Wait, do we have something in our manager.py? Yes, we need to do this for our we'll need to do this for our manager as well, but I think we already did that. We can simply just say self.auth.remove user, right? And then for the manager now, we can simply say self.manager.remove user. So we can add a function for the manager.py as well. Alright, so Alt Shift D, CD into Flexpass manager. Can zoom in a bit. Vim manager.py. Alright, and we can add a remove user. So this will be simple also. Can simply do define remove user self, and we can say self, we can say user. So we can get the users. Yeah, we can call our users. So self.getUsers. We can say self.get_users, and we can store that in a variable, and then we can say users.pop self.username. let's see. Yeah, self.username. And then we can say self.write_data. And that should be it. Alright, so now we can actually test this out. Alright, so we call self. Let's actually implement a main removal function. So define remove account, and what that will do, it will inherit from the self, and we can say self.auth.remove_user, self.manager.remove_user, self.logout. And then after doing that, can say something like I think we already printed a message within the auth.py. Yes, so that's actually okay. But we'll need to do this. We'll need to get the result of our authentication first. So we can say if, let's call this success. So success equal to that, and if success, then we can simply do self.manager.remove_user, and then we can log out. Right. Cool. All right, that looks good. That looks good. So now inside of our menu.py, what we can do, we can simply call self.remove_account, self.remove_account, and let's see what happens next. I think after removing an account, we'll need to go back to the main menu, right? Right, logout. But our logout function, guys, what does that already do? Wait, where's our logout function? Yeah, right here it is. It simply says logged out of the user. Self.auth.username. Okay. All right. Okay. Alright, let's test this out, guys. Let's test this out. So let's try to log out. And we can try to do Python 3 flexpass.py. Alright, we got an error inside of menu.py. Right, need to fix the indentation. Another error at line 35 in auth.py. So line 35, yeah, we forgot that colon. Try to log in as the user John. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can try to wait, hold on a minute. Wait, we didn't add that option. So this should be a comma. If option equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have add credential. Wait, hold on, I added it at the the wrong place. Yeah, this should be 3, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be in the vault menu. So right here we can say else if option is equal to 5, we can say self dot remove account, and if it's 6 we can simply log out. Alright, cool. Remove account. Yeah, so we only log out if the remove was successful, and we simply return the status. And then we'll need to validate that within our vault options. We'll need to validate that. So if that is true, then we simply just break. And we can test this out now. So we can try to log in as the user John, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can try to remove the account. So let's confirm the password, it's wrong, so it won't delete the account. But let's enter the right password, and it says successfully deleted the account John, logged out of the user John. Cool. And it brought us back to the main menu. Cool. So it's actually working like it's supposed to. So we can tick that off our list now. Alright, another thing is the ability to change username. Alright, so to change username, that would actually we'll need to check if that username also already exists, right? Let's add another option right here. One more option, and it will be change username. So we'll say else if option equals to if the option is equal to 6, then we'll simply call self.change username. So we'll implement another function. Let's see. So we'll define change username. It will inherit from the self, and we'll simply get the username, right? Yeah, to change the username, let's see what we'll need to do. We'll need to confirm the password again. So in this case, let's go to our auth, and we'll add a new function. Let me close this right here. So define change user name, and we'll simply get the password. So we'll say get pass. Please confirm your password, right? And then we'll say users equals self.auth info users, and then we'll simply say KDF hash. We'll say KDF underscore hash equals users self dot username, and then if self dot verify underscore password with the KDF hash and it matches the actual password that we input, then what we'll do is try to change the username within our dictionary. So this is actually simple. What we can do, we can hold on. Wait, what just happened? Yeah, let me try to redo. All right, let's try to see. We can say if I'll need to rewrite this again. So KDF hash equals users self.username. Then we can say if self.verify underscore password KDF hash with the password. Then we can say users index Oh, we'll need to get the actual username that we want to change it to also, right? So what we'll need to do in this case, we'll say new username equals to input and then we'll say please enter the new username. We can actually put this in an infinite loop. So we can say while true new username equals to please enter the new username, and then if you can say if get if input equals to confirm the username is equal to the new username, then we can break, otherwise please try again dot dot dot, and then we can say users index position new username equals to users.pop. So we'll simply pop the old key, meaning we'll delete the old user, but users.pop will return the old value of that old key. So then we'll assign the new username as a key with the old value of the old username, right? So users.pop, and then we'll simply do self.username, and then after doing that we can say print successfully changed username to, and we can make this a format string new username, and we could simply just return true, otherwise we can simply return false, but we can print out a message with something like print the password is incorrect, please try again dot dot dot, and this should work, guys. So let's actually test it out. Let's actually test this out. Wait a minute. If we're changing the username, we'll also need to change the username within the manager.py also, or the vault menu. So let me edit the manager.py, vim manager.py, and we'll add a change username also. So define change username self, and it will simply do users equals self dot get users dot pop self dot username, but we'll assign a new key. So user, it will simply take in the new username as a parameter, and we'll say users index position new username equals to users.pop self.username, which is, so we'll pop the value of the old username and assign it to the new username, right? So yeah, I think that should be it. And we'll simply do self.write underscore data. And we'll do the same thing for right here as well. Self.write underscore data. Define change username. Alright, so for right here now, we'll simply call self.auth.change username. Right. Oh, but wait a minute. If we set the new username, right, we'll also need to modify the self.username variable. So in this case, we'll simply do self.username equals to new username. Put this right here. And we'll do this inside of the manager also. So self.username equals to new username. And that looks good. So now can do that self.auth.change underscore username. And then we can call self.manager.change username. So self.manager.change username. And then we can say self.username. So that will be the modified username. But then before we do that, we'll have a success returned from right here. And if that is successful, then we'll change the vault's username also. So if success, then we do that. Right. And this should work. So we can try to exit. Let me open up another tab. We can get the auth.json. So let's try to log in as the user Peter. Python 3 flexpass.py. Log in as the user Peter. I think his password was 1234. Nice. We can try to change the username. Please confirm your password. 1234. And then the new username would be, I don't know, let's change it to Mox. Wait, Mox. It says auth object has an attribute, author info. Alright, let's see what happened. Oh, yeah, this should be self.auth_info. Let's try that again. So we'll log in as the user Peter, password 1234. Try to change the username, confirm the password 1234. New username, and let's type something different. Please try again. Cool. Can enter Mox. Cool. And it says menu has no attribute username. Alright, why did that happen? Oh, it's because we need to do self.auth.username. Let's try that again. Please enter your username. Wait, did it change the username though? Yes, it did. So this time we'll need to log in as Mox mux1234. So it says welcome mux, 6 change username, enter the password. Let's enter something wrong. Please enter the new username. The password is incorrect. Please try again. Cool. Alright, let's see if it actually changed anything. Alright, so that's good. Our validation is working. So let's try to actually change the username now. 1234. Enter the new username. We can change it back to Peter. Peter. Let's try PE. Peter. Successfully changed the username to Peter. But then it says key error mux. Why did that happen? Cat. Oh, it's because our creds.json doesn't have that user inside of it. So we'll need to validate that first. So whenever we're changing a username, we need to ensure that that username exists, right? So we'll say if self.username is inside of users, then that is the time we will pop right there. Otherwise, we just do that. And right here, we can do self.write_data. Otherwise, we can just do that. And cool. Can rerun our code now. Can log in. Okay, let's do cat auth.json. We can cat creds.json. All right, let's test this out again. So if we try to run our flexpass.py, we can log in as the user Peter 1234. 6 to change username, confirm password 1234, new username mux. Right, successfully changed username to mux. And look at that, guys, it was saying welcome Peter, now it's saying welcome mux. So if we check our auth.json now, you can see it's now says mux right there. All right, now let's do this test on our manager or our creds.json. So let's try to switch the account to Alex. Password is 1234, I believe. No, F. Nope. I forgot Alex's password. Oh, I got it now. All right, so if let's see. Okay, then. Wait, it seems like I found a bug. Alright, let's try that again. We can log in as the user Alex. Alright, his password is right there. We view his credentials. If we type 1, we get his credential. Can try to exit right here. Go back. Alright, now let's try to change Alex's username. So let's change his username to What should we change it to? Can change his username to, let's change it to Mark. And it says successfully changed username to Mark. Cool. Nice. So that's actually good, guys. Alright, let's look at our auth.json. We can see we have Mark. Cool. Let's look at our creds.json. Yeah, it actually changed Alex's name to Mark also. So that's actually good. I found a bug somewhere though, where let me test it. So if we tried to log in as Mox, I believe, when we tried to view a credential, oh yes, it seems like the switch account thing is still logged in as the user Mark. So it's showing the platform for the previous user instead of the new logged in user, right? So let's see what's going on here. So if we do self dot, alright, let's type switch account, right? And we'd simply do self.auth.login, right? Yeah, we simply do that. So why is it displaying it? Is it because wait, and if we tried to enter the password for Mark, let's see what happens. Alright, if we tried to view a platform for Mark, it shows that wait, is it actually working? Wait, let's actually switch back to the user Mox. Wait, back. Switch to the user Mox. We try to view credential. Yeah, it's displaying it for the wrong user, guys. It's displaying it for the wrong user. For some reason. So why is that happening? We need to reevaluate our switch account feature. Because currently, whenever we switch an account, all we are doing is logging out, and then we say if logged in, then we print successfully switched into account. But then let's look at our manager thing. self.getPlatforms. Oh, probably we aren't changing the username. Let's see something. Alright, let's see something. If we do print self.username, and let's try to test this out again. So we log in as the user, Mark1234. No, it's Mark, password is F, right? And the current credential that exists is Mark, right? So if we try to switch into account Mux1234, we try to view. Yeah, it's because we didn't change the username within the manager class. I see. So we'll need to also do something like this. Self.manager.username equals self.auth.username. I think we need to create a function to simplify this. So let's do define switch account. It will inherit from the self, and we'll simply just copy this right here. And we can paste this. Right, so whenever we're logged in successfully, we need to change the manager's username. Right. And probably also, wait, let's look at the verify password thing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we just need to change the username right there. Cool. To the authenticated username. So now we can try this over again. Wait, at line 125. Oh, we need to call self.switch account. And what that will do, let's see. So we can log in as the user Mark, password is F. Can try to switch the account to Mux1234, and then if we try to view credential now, you can see it says there is no credential for the user. Alright, cool. Now if we try to switch the account back to Mark, wait, what? Alright, within our creds.json, it's present for the user Mark. So if we switch back to Mark, password is 1234, right? Mark 1234. Wait, let's try that again. Mark 1234. Wait, what's Mark's password? Or it's F. Oh, his password is F. Yes. And then can try to view a credential now. Now it says Mark. Cool. Cool. So we solved that bug. Now let's try to switch back to the user Max. Password is 1234. View credential. There's no credential for the current user. Nice. Alright, so we're printing out the username. Let's try to get rid of that. Print self. I think it's right here. Print self.username. Let's try that again. Log in as the user Mark. Password is F. Can try to view his credential. Type back. Can try to switch into account. Enter username for Max. Password is 1234. View credential. There's no credential for the current user. Nice. Can try to switch back to the user Mark. Password is 1234. No, Mark's password is F. And then can try to view his credential. 1. Cool. And it's actually working, guys. Nice. Now let's check. We can check this off the to-do list. So we implemented the ability to change username. And yeah, let's see. Let's look back on our change username function, because I forgot to check if the username is already an existing user, right? Because we do not want the new username that we input to be the same as an existing user, right? We have to prevent that. So let's see what we can do. Let me delete this. Let me just copy and paste this right here. So whenever we're inputting a username, all we need to do, we need to say if new username is inside of users. We can say something like print the username already exists. Please choose a different one. And then we can do something like continue, so it loops back around and asks the user again to pick a username. And that should solve any overwriting issues, right? So we can try to log in as the user Mark. Password is F. Can change Mark's username back to Alex. Wait, let's enter his password. F. Username Alex. Cool. Alright, let's try to change the username again to something that already exists. Let's check our creds.json. Let's check our auth.json. Let's change his username to mox and see what happens. So password for him is f mox. Wait. Hold on a minute. Wait, we are Alex, right? Wait, did it overwrite it? Oh, shoot. Yes, it overwrote it. It overwrote it. Wait, didn't it say the user name already exists? Wait, so we call change username. We save new username in users. The username already exists. Please choose a different one. Continue. Wait, let's see something real quick. Let's rerun our code so we can log in as the user John. No, as the user. What user we have currently? Mox. First, let's create a new user. Let's call him Alex. Password is FF, right? And now we can get the auth.json, we can get the creds.json, right? And then we can try to log in as the user Mox. Password is F, I believe. Can change the username to an existing username. So enter the password first, F. Enter new username. Let's make it be Alex. The username already exists. Please choose a different one. Nice. We can enter a quotation mark, double quotation mark, triple quotation mark. Cool. Nice. So our validation is actually working. Cool. All right, let's check our auth.json and let's check our creds.json. All right, let's try to view our credential. Wait, one. Cool. And it actually works, guys, which is awesome. So let's type buck. Can try to log out. Can try to exit. All right, so we implemented the ability to change username, remove or delete the account. All right, another thing we want to implement is the ability to remove platforms. And how can we do this? It's pretty simple. Let's just add that as an option to our list. So remove platform. Remove platform. Can do define. Remove underscore platform, inherit from the self. Right. And then in our vault menu, could make that be option 7. Let's change this to option 8. So else if option is equal to 7 self dot change. What are we doing again? Yeah, remove platform. Self dot remove platform. And we already added that. Cool. So how can we do this? So we can simply get our current platforms. Self dot get self dot print platforms. And it will simply print out our platforms for us. And then what we can do see. So we print out our platform, right? And then we can do something like while true platform underscore ID. Let's see how we get the platform ID within our ask. Let's see, within our view credentials. All right, so first we'll need to check to ensure that platforms exist. And then if that is true, we get the input. Okay. Cool. All right, so we can say platform ID equals to input. But first we can say something like so first we check if platforms exist, if self, so platforms equals to self dot get platforms. Is that it? Oh, self dot manager dot get platforms. So we do self dot manager dot get platforms, then we print out our platforms, and we can see while true we need to check if platforms, so if not platforms, print what was our message again that we used? There is no credential. Let's just say there is no platforms for the current user. So there is no platforms for the current user dot dot dot. And then we can simply just return. Otherwise we print out our platforms. and we simply get the platform ID. So let's see how we're validating everything down here. Let me just try to copy this. So we get the platform ID. Okay. And then I'm just going to paste this validation inside of here. So we just do type back to go back to the main menu. If platform ID equals to back, then we break. Otherwise, we try to get the platform ID, convert it to an integer. Alright, and we go through the rest of the validation process. Cool. Alright, now let's see what else we'll need to do. So now we'll actually want to remove the platform, right? So we'll simply do self.manager.remove platform, and we'll simply pass in the platform ID. And then we'll say here if self.manager.remove platform ID, then we simply do print successfully removed the platform. Otherwise, we'll say print the platform ID you give is invalid. Please try again. ... So now let's see if we need to implement that remove platform function. So yes, we'll need to do that. So in our manager.py, we can simply add a remove platform, inherit from the self, takes in a platform ID. And how we do this? So okay. So the platform ID. All right, let's look at how we remove a credential. Let's look at how we remove a credential. So we simply get the user, all right, and then we simply delete the platform credential .username. Cool. All right, so to delete the platform, then we'll simply need to do this. We'll simply say user equals to self.get_user. If the user doesn't exist for some reason, we simply return false. Otherwise, we say platform equals self.get_platform. Wait, self. So we get the platforms, right? So platforms equals self.get_platforms. Self.get_platforms. Yes. So we get the platforms, and then after we get the platforms, So let's do define remove platform. So we say for I platform name in enumerate platform then we simply do if I is equal to the credential ID del platforms platform name, and then after doing that we can simply write that data to the file. So self dot write data, and then after that we simply return true. After doing that we can simply return false, and then that should solve that problem. So then now after doing that, let's test it out. So now let's test out the remove platform function. So we can try to log in as a user. Wait, let's see what credentials we currently have. Catscreds.json. And then we only have it for the user triple quotation mark. So you can log in as the user triple quotation mark. I think the password was 1234. No. Password was F. Yes. Alright, so now we can try to remove platform, and it crashed for some reason. That's because we need to get the platform count. So let's get the platform count properly. So to get the platform count, we can simply create a variable, and we can set it equal to the length of the platforms. And let's see if that should solve the issue, right? Yes. Let's clear the screen so we can try to log in. User triple quote password F. Remove a password 1. Right, and we have another error. Alright, so it's right there. So let's go in our manager. We can enumerate the platforms, and then we can rerun our code. We can log in as the user triple quote. Password is F. Try to remove the platform 1. Alright, credential ID, yeah, it should be platform ID instead. So platform ID, clear the screen, try to log in. Alright, try to remove platform, remove the platform 1, successfully remove platform, nice. So now we can go back. Alright, so there's a thing that we need to do right here. So after we remove the platform, if there are no platforms remaining, we need to exit the program. So we could say if not platforms, then we can simply break out of this loop, and that should solve our issue. Alright, so we can try to log in as the user. How much users we have again? We have Alex. Let's try to log in as Alex. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. No. Okay, let's actually create a new user. John. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to log in as the user John. 2, 3, 4. Other credential. Gmail. John21@gmail.com. John21@gmail.com. Then after After that, we can enter the password. And then after that, now we can try to remove the platform for Gmail. And boom, successfully removed platform. We're back to the main menu. Cool, nice, awesome. Yeah, so we implemented the ability to remove platforms. Alright, so the last thing we need to do is implement the ability to change the master password. So how can we actually do this? So first of all, if we're going to do this, we will need to ask the user for the current password. And then after doing that, we'll need to decrypt all the passwords that exist within the vault or the credentials list, and then re-encrypt them with the new master password. So let's implement this feature. Change master password. Or let's just call it change master password. Alright, so that will be option number 8 now. So let's change this here to 9. So we'll have else if option is equal to 8 self.change master underscore password. We'll implement that function right here. So define self.change underscore define change underscore master password, inherit from the self, and what we'll simply do, we'll simply get the password of the current user. So password equals to getPass, and then we'll say please confirm your password. Yeah, and then once we do that, do we have a verify function? Yes, we have it in self.auth, I think. Yeah, verify password. Let's actually implement that function within our auth. So define auth underscore password. Define change underscore password. It will inherit from the self, and we'll simply get the password equal to getPass.getPass. Please confirm your password, and then we'll say users equals self.auth info index users kdf hash equals users self.username, right? And then we'll say if self.verify underscore password kdf underscore hash password, then let's actually ask the user for the new password. So new password equals to getPass.getPass. Please enter the new password. And then now we can have an infinite loop. While true, we can say new password equal to that. Then we can say if new password is equal to getPass.getPass, please confirm the password So if this should be a equal sign, so we can say if the new password is equal to getPass, then in that case we can simply break outside of this loop. Otherwise we can simply say print, please try again. And then after doing that, we can simply verify the current password, and if it matches, then we can change it to this new password. But remember, we'll need to decrypt all the credentials within the vault first, and then re-encrypt them with the new password. So let's think about how we'll do this. Let's see. Wait, you know something I just realized, guys? If we're changing the password, we cannot do it like from here. Instead, we have to do it. We have to do it from within our actual menu.py, because our auth.py would not have access to our manager.py. So that's actually the thing, right? So I think our change master password function will actually need to do everything from here instead. But what we can do for this change password function is that we could actually get the password as a parameter, like the current password, and then we could get the new password that we want right here. And then once we do that, let me just delete everything right here. So we delete that. Wait, let's undo that. Yes. So we get the KDF hash of the username, right? Yeah, we get the KDF hash of the username, and what we could do is we could simply just say users index self dot username equals to our new password, but our new password hash. So within this case, we'll need to say new password hash equals to self dot hasher dot hash, and we'll hash the new password, right? So that's the new password, and then we'll modify the hash for the current user with the new KDF hash. So this means, guys, within here, which is our menu.py, we can actually ask for the new password from here. So we could say could try to verify from here. If self self.verify password. Wait, let's actually not let the change password function require verification right here. But we'll do it inside of our menu. I think. Or should we do it here as well? Yeah, let's do it there as well. So we can say self dot auth dot verify password, and then we can get the self dot auth dot we'll need to get the KDF hash for the current user, right? So we get the users. So users equals self.auth.auth underscore info index users, and then we could simply say user equals to users index self dot auth dot username, and then wait, let's call this KDF hash. So KDF hash along with the password, and then if that is true, we simply print out a message like successfully changed the password. Otherwise we can say print the password is incorrect dot dot dot, please try again dot dot dot. Alright, and we can add an exclamation mark right here. Alright, so whenever we verify the password, before we do all of that, we'll need to get the new password. So while true, we'll say new password equals to getPass.getPass. Please enter the new password. If new password equals to getPass.getPass, confirm the password, then we simply break out of this loop. Otherwise we simply do print please try again dot dot dot. Alright, and then what we can do after that, we can say try to verify the current password. If that is true, then print successfully change the password. Now from here we can simply do self.auth.change password. So self.auth.change underscore password, and then we simply let's see. Let's see, okay. Self.usher.hush, master password. So we'll need to do that same thing again. Alright, so self.auth.change password. Let's see how we'll try to decrypt everything, right? Self.master password. Okay. Let's look at our login function. Okay, and let's look at our login for here. Yes, self.manager.master password equals to self.auth.master password. Okay. So when we add a user, okay. Alright, so we'll need to create a function within our manager class for decrypting all credentials. So define decrypt underscore credentials. It will inherit from the self, and how it will work, it will simply do, we'll get the encrypted data, right? So decrypt credentials, inherit from the self. Right. Cool. So to decrypt the credentials, guys, we'll need to iterate through each of them one by one. So for, could say for username in, wait, let's try to get the users, right? So we could simply say users equals to self.getUsers for user in users, username equals to user, and then we could say users index username equals to decrypt underscore, wait, equals to self.decrypt credential. Alright, self.decrypt credential. So get the username. Oh, and then we could simply just change the ciphertext to the decrypted credential. Right? Okay, salt. Yeah, so self.decrypt credential. And then after that, we can pass the encrypted data. So users, wait, let's do this. Encrypted data equals to users index username index ciphertext, and then right here we could simply pass in the encrypted underscore data, and then we could reassign it to that. Okay. And then now credential. To encrypt a credential, we could have a encrypt credentials function that re-encrypts everything with the new password, right? Or the current password again. So self.credentials, right? So what we can do is we could say for users equals self.getUsers for user in users, username equals to user. Could say decrypted data equals to users, let's just call it decrypted password equals to users index username index position ciphertext, or the key ciphertext, if let's see. So then after that now we could do something like we could do something like users wait, hold on a second, cause wait, within our users, guys, wait a minute. We have platforms, right? Yeah, right. So we can't just do it like that, especially for right here. We have to get the username, right? And then we have to go through each platforms, right? So what we actually need, guys, is this get platforms function. because we'll need to iterate through each platform. So instead of users, this should be platforms equals to self.get platforms. Then for platform in platforms, what we do is we say something like platform name, right? So could rename this to platform name. So we get the platform name. So then now we can just say platform name equals to platform. All right. And then we could say my platform equals to platforms index platform name. And then we could try to get the credential now. So we could say for credential in my platform, credential name equals to credential. And then after and then we could say, so we get our credential name, we set it equal to the credential. So for, we could just simply do my platform, so my underscore platform index credential name index cipher text. So right here, this would become our encrypted data. All right. And then after that now, we could say my underscore platform credential underscore name cipher text equals to self.decrypt credential encrypted underscore data. And then that would decrypt our data. So we're gonna do a similar thing for the encrypt credentials function now. So we're simply just going to get the platforms, and we're gonna say self.get platforms right here for platform in platforms, platform name equals to platform, my platform equals platforms index platform name for credential in my underscore platform credential name equals to credential decrypted underscore data equals to my platform credential underscore name cipher text. So yeah, after that now, we can try to encrypt the credential. So that's the ciphertext, right? So we can say encrypted underscore data equals to encrypt credential, and we pass in the decrypted underscore data. And then after we do that, we can simply do my underscore platform index credential name dot, we can try to so we get the credential name. Yeah, we can try to pop the credential name. So dot pop credential name, right? And then we say my underscore platform index credential underscore name. Wait, hold on a minute. So credential name, right? So we encrypt the data. So credential name will be equal to the new encrypted data, right? And then at the end, we can simply do self.write data. Yeah, so self.write underscore data. Cool. Cool. All right, so now when we're changing the master password, what we can do is once we verify that the password is valid, we can decrypt the passwords, right? So we can say something like self.manager.decrypt credentials, right? So that's decrypt credentials. And then after doing that, we can say self.manager master password, I think. Yeah, master password equals to the current password equals to the new password, right? And then we can try to re-encrypt everything. So self.manager.encrypt underscore credentials. And I think that should work. Let's try to test it out and see what happens. So we can rerun our code. Expected indented block if statement in auth.py, line 85. Yeah, line 85. On line 82, user is equal to can do something like self.write data. Wait, expected an indented block after if statement on line 82. Wait, let's rerun the code again. Alright, cool. So we can try to log in. John1234. View credentials, no credential for the current user. Alright, let's create a password or credential. Gmail, Gmail, john21@gmail.com. john21@gmail.com. Password 1234. Alright, so now if we try to change the password, confirm the current password 1234. Enter the new password. Let's change it to test1234. Test1234. Missing 2 required positional arguments. Password, a new password. Okay. Alright, I see. I see what's going on. Alright, so we need to go into the auth part right here. And we need to provide the old password and the new password. So we can try to log in as the user John 1234. Try to view credentials 1 cool. Buck. So that the old password was 1234. To try to change master password, right? Let's try to change the master password. Current password is 1234. New password is test1234. Test1234. New password is not defined. Did you mean new underscore? Oh, I'm missing an S right here. So let's rerun the code again one more time. Log in as the user John. Test the password is 1234. Try to change the master password. So to change the master password, enter the current password of the user, change it to test. Alright, and it gives an error. String indices must be integers, not string. Encrypted. Okay, let's see. Oh, I see what's going on. The encrypted data must be an object or a dictionary for that matter, but it's being converted into a string. That means, let's look at our decrypt credentials thing. Our decrypt credential function expects a dictionary, but we're only giving it the ciphertext. So to solve this issue, we can simply just do something like this. And that should solve the problem. So now we can try to log in. So please enter your username, John1234. Oh, it changed the password, guys. That's what happened, I guess. Yes, it changed it, but it failed at the decryption phase. So we need to fix that now. So please confirm your password. So the password is test. Enter the new password, 1234. 1234. Alright, and it failed again. Padding is incorrect. Okay. And that's inside of which function? Inside of decrypted password. Decrypted password, line 73. Line 41 in decrypt credentials. Okay. Line 41 in decrypt credentials. So line 41 in decrypt credentials. Inside of decrypt credential at line 73, when we try to unpod, oh, I see what's going on. Right, I see what's going on. Alright, so we try to unpod the ciphertext, right? Alright, let's see something. We try to unpod the ciphertext, but then padding is incorrect. Wait, hold on a minute. Side of decrypt credentials. Encrypted data. Credential name. Self.decrypt credential. Wait, what's going on? So we get the credential name, right? Encrypted data equals to that default value, right? So when we get the credential name, it would give us the salt and everything. Wait, hold on a minute. If we print the encrypted data, right? Oh shoot! I see what's going on, guys. Oh man. Remember that in order for us to decrypt the credential, right? The master passwords key derivation function must match the credentials thing. So yeah, it makes sense, guys. Nothing is actually wrong with our code. We just need to recreate everything all over again. So let's log in as the user John, and we'll recreate the credential. So Gmail, John. So this should be john@gmail.com, john@gmail.com. Password 1234 1234. Alright, successfully added credential. We can view the credential. Alright, password is 1234. Cool. Nice. Now we can try to change the master password, and it should reflect on the creds.json also. So let's try to confirm the password. Password is 1234. Password is let's change it to test. All right, now we solved that problem, but then we're right here again inside of our encrypt credentials. Inside of our encrypt credentials, we get an error about our decrypted data. Why is that? So we get the decrypted data right here. So we get the decrypted data right there, and we say encrypt credential because we're passing that encrypted credential, right? So then now, after doing that, we derive one AES key from the randomly generated salt, right? Inside of our encrypt credentials, credential name, Oh, hold on. Decrypted data. My platform self. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this makes sense, guys. This makes sense. Because hold on. When we overwrite this right here, what we're basically doing right here, yeah, that makes sense. So my platform credential name, right? So the credential name is a string, right? And it's equal to the decrypted data or the actual password, right? So instead of indexing it or getting the key ciphertext, we just simply need to do that, and then we reinitialize that credential name key with the actual encrypted data, and it should work now. So if I try to log in as the user John 1234. Wait, let's delete the creds.json again so that we can test out everything. Can try to log in as the user John. Can try to log in as, I think the password is test, right? And we can try to change, but we don't have any credentials. So let's add a credential, Gmail, john@gmail.com, john@gmail.com. Password is, let's make the password be secret1234, secret1234. Can try to view the credential. So one Gmail, one, and we get the password secret1234. Cool. Now let's try to change the master password to, let's say 1234. So we enter the current password, which is test. The new password 1234, 1234. All right. And we, oh man. All right, so now we have another error. This should be self.encrypt credential. Self.encrypt credential. All right, so let's delete our creds.json one more time again. And let's rerun the code. Right? Can try to log in. John. Password is 1234. Change master password to test. Wait, hold on. Hold on a minute. Yeah, please try again. Let's try to change the password. The password is 1234. Change the password to test. Alright, and we are almost there, guys. For platform and platforms, non-type object is not iterable. Inside of the crypt credentials. Wait, why is that? Oh. Oh, it's because our creds.json doesn't exist. Makes sense. So, before trying to decrypt or iterate through anything, we need to validate. So we can say if not platforms, then we simply just return. And before encrypting anything, if not platforms, simply just return. And let's test out our code one more time again. Oh yeah, we missed a colon right here. Oh, it should work now. Alright, so we log in as the user John. Password is 1234, I think now. No, it's test. Yes, and then now we can change the master password. So if we change the master password, let's change it to 1234 1234. Wait, test 1234. Wait, what? The password is 1234. Wait, enter the new password, right? Wait, 1234 1234. Do we have, let's add a credential. So Gmail john@gmail.com, john@gmail.com. Password is 1234. No, secret 1234, secret 1234. Cool. Alright, now we can try to view the credential 11, right? Secret 1234. Cool. And now we can change the master password. So the current password is what? 1234. And then we can enter the new password. Can make it be test. And good, right? So the password is successfully changed, right? Cool. That's awesome, guys. Let's see if we can still view the credentials. Boom. So everything actually worked. But before getting too excited, let's ensure that's actually true. Because if we do cat creds.json, cat auth.json, we have to compare the hashes, right? So this is before, right? So let's do the after now. We're gonna change the password back again. So let's change the password. So the current password is what? Is it test? Yes, we're gonna change it back to 1234. Boom, the password is successfully changed. Alright, so let's compare the hashes now and see if it actually worked. So we can cat the auth.json and let's look at the user John, right? Can look at the user John. So let's see if anything matches. No, doesn't match. That means the password actually changed, right? Now let's look at the creds.json. So we can copy the previous hash or ciphertext. And we can see it's actually different, guys. Down here it is this. We can try to search for the same thing. And there's only one single match. So it's actually working. The change master password thing, it is actually working. So guys, we can check this last task off our to-do list. And guys, I think this will be it for episode 3. I hope you all learned something valuable. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. And I'll see you in another video.